But let's move into this AI conversation because a lot of us have heard of the program, or I get at this point, it's like its own thing. But we talk about Chat GPT and similar um, AI projects that are available for the public to tap into. So what we wanted to talk about today is if you've heard about it and you like, oh, that sounds interesting, but you don't quite know how to get to it and how to make it work. Our beautiful sister Sean Speaks here has actually created a breakdown of some examples of prompts that can be used with an AI language model. So you can do basic things like this right here.
Yep. So no longer do you have to memorize the capital of France. You can just ask ChatGPT or Bard, which there's various models out there,
Right.
right? This prompt right here is a straightforward question. You can pretty much ask ChatGPT any question, and it will provide you with a factual answer. Now, with that being said, ChatGPT's information only goes up through, I think, September of 2021, right? But they'll
Mhm.
be updating that, right? This question here is what you would call a prompt. This is a prompt to ChatGPT. Show another example if you have one on.
Almost definitely. So we have this second example here, which is
All right, now this is powerful if you are a creator, you like to write stories. You literally can basically say, "Hey ChatGPT, write me a short story about a dog named Max." So now this prompt is encouraging the AI model to generate narrative for you. Now, what this does is, now is it going to write the entire story for you? No. But what it will do is that it will spark your own creativity that you can then build from. It's literally like having a personal assistant that knows who you are now and who you want to be. And it's giving you sort of that pathway to get there, right?
right.
That is what you call prompting the AI models to have that communication. This other example that Brandy just put up on here, you can prompt it to say, summarize the main points of the following text. Now, me as a writer, like I love to write. So sometimes when I'm writing, I can come across information I'm researching that I may not fully understand, right? So I can then take that information because maybe it fits in what I wanted to say about something. I can then say, hey, ChatGPT, summarize the main points of the following text, and then it'll summarize it for me, right? So the good thing about when you start to get comfortable prompting, right, you begin to realize that it's really your opportunity to build your own knowledge
Hmm.
using an AI tool. And you don't have to be ashamed about not knowing something because the AI tool, it doesn't judge you. It doesn't judge you, right? If it doesn't understand or it doesn't understand, if it thinks you're wrong, it'll say this is not correct. It'll engage with you. So
Right.
yeah, so utilizing Chat GPT in that way is very helpful. I think we have one more prompt. All right, so this was just describe the process of photosynthesis in simple terms. Now, if you like me, I am not a science person, but I love science. I love weaving science into my talks, into my videos, into my conversations. But I'm not a science person. Well, Chat GPT allows me to present almost as an expert in science material, right? And what I can do if something I think fits into something I want to write about or talk about, go to Chat GPT and say, describe the process of photosynthesis in simple terms. Boom, that's
Mhm.
your prompt. Now, those 4 things that Brandy just placed on the screen, those are all called prompts, right? And what I was telling Brandy is what you're going to have to learn to become is a prompt engineer. Now,
Mm.
when I sent the document to Brandy, I put in there that prompt engineering doesn't require a college degree. But then I put yet, right? And the reason why I put yet is that what we don't want to happen is that they take, when I say they, I'm talking about the proverbial they, whoever that may be, right? That they take something that you have free range to learn, to build, to grow on your own, right?
Mhm.
They take it, put it in a package. systematize it, and then give it to you as a college degree that you got to pay $100,000 for.
Mm,
We're not gonna let that happen, right? Prompt engineering is literally your communicating with an AI model that has a ton of data, and it can help you make connections and to innovate your thinking. And you can do that on your own. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying that if Brandy or if I or if somebody else is hosting some type of master class or course that you shouldn't pay for that and learn. But what I am saying is that you should not allow them to turn something that you can start to practice and build up on right now for free, turn that into some type of college degree and say you need to pay this amount to get a prompt engineering certificate. All right. I got a prompt engineering certificate and I've been training myself,
mm,
right? Let's take one of those 4 question prompts that we had. If I was writing something, I already have an idea of what I was wanting to write about, right? So the first prompt, let's say write a short story about a talking dog named Max. Well, this is what you have to realize. The output of Chat GPT is only going to be as good as the input, right? So if I want to write a story about a talking dog named Max, then I can say write a short story about the talking dog named Max. But I already got some ideas about what I want Max to do, how I want Max to look, what I want Max to be, etc. Right. So then this is when I use ChatGPT to build my story, to build up what I want to say about this talking dog named Max. So I'm then say, okay, so let's say ChatGPT writes a little short story about the talking dog named Max. Right. And then I'm gonna say, talking dog named Max got a mom named Brandy and Sean, or I got a mom named Sally and Sue. So then, boom, now go back, ChatGPT rewrites the story and adds that layer of the moms in there, right? And then let's say I want the talking dog to live in Canada and I want it to be a cold, stormy day, right? What I'm doing is I am using my imagination and I am allowing an AI tool to help improve my human thinking. It's utilizing AI thinking to improve human thinking, right? It doesn't have to replace us, but we got to get comfortable with our own mind. We got to get comfortable with believing what comes up in our own mind.
mhm,
It's critical that we begin to do that because if we don't, we will be replaced. Because somebody else is going to say a talking dog named Max is possible, and they'll create a whole wealthy life off of a talking dog named Max. You had a talking dog named Max that came up in your mind, and guess what you did? You dismissed it. Because why? Because they say no dog can talk. No dog can talk. I'm at the point now, Brandy, where I'm no longer going to let people tell me what the heck is possible and not possible.
yeah,
Done with it.
yeah. I've been over that for quite a while because when I realized how many people that call themselves pouring into us, especially in our youth, actually don't really know what the hell they was talking about this whole time, bruh.
Don't have a clue.
So I literally got to the age when I about the time that I turned 30 is when I realized like if somebody isn't living a life that I want to live or aspire to or even respect, why the hell would I take advice from that person?
Good point. Great point.
And these are often people that we love and adore, but we realize like you created a trap for yourself. And the same information that you use to create that trap is what you're trying to share with me. And I don't want to be stuck in the trap alongside you.
Ooh, that's so good. That's so good. Because that's exactly what happens. They create a trap and then they want you to be stuck in the trap with them.
Right.
Ain't gonna happen, Captain.
No, thank you, please. No, thank you,
No, thank you.
please.
Please. I'm just gonna say no, thank you, period.
Agreed. Agreed. Wholeheartedly. So we were talking about earlier how AI is going to remove a lot of people from their current jobs if they're database jobs. Between AI and robotics, this shit's about to get crazy, y'all. And we want to help give you guys some advice on like how to pivot and still remain a factor in this workforce if you choose to. because a lot of people aspire to be YouTube influencers and things like that at this point, and that's fine and well. But who's gonna pick the produce? Who's gonna drive the trucks? Who's gonna stack these shelves? Who like a lot of this stuff is going to be automated in some way, shape, form, or fashion. In fact, honestly, I'm surprised that the United States in particular, given its monetary resources, hasn't invested in creating highways specifically for logistical purposes. Because at the end of the day, if you've been paying attention to Tesla and a couple of these other companies, they are actively producing automated semi trucks. So it's literally a matter of robotic arms that take train trailers, stack them on these automated trucks, and they go to whatever stores or outlets that they're headed to. And the only labor that there might be is people directing the robots that are going to unload the trucks. And then the robots that are going to take the stuff from the trucks, depalletize it, put it on the shelves. At some point, think about it. When you go to Target or Walmart, they're always pointing you, go check yourself out, check yourself out, check yourself out. Not understanding like you're actively replacing yourself.
Yep. It is.
What
I
are
mean,
they
and you
going to
can't
need
stop
you
it.
for if everybody learns how to check themselves out? Replace the receipt machine paper, maybe?
Yep. 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 You know what? I forgot to send you. It was a list of jobs that let me see if I can find it real quick. Did I text it to you? I think I texted it to you. But it was a list of jobs that AI that's they basically said AI was going to
They're
replace.
calling for AI to replace upwards of 80% of the workforce
Yeah, here it
over the
is.
next decade or so.
Here it is. I did send it to you. It says basically data entry jobs, right? And it said the human trait that's being replaced, speed and accuracy. I think I put this in the Juneteenth blackout group. I think I
Mhm.
posted this. All right.
Yep, you
And
see
I'm
that
sure,
whole list, get over to that group because y'all are gonna be surprised what this is going to, well, positively or negatively affect. It just depends
well,
on your mindset and perspective, honestly.
yeah, I'm about to say it's always going to be both customer service representatives. We've already seen that,
Yeah,
right?
it's already happening.
I'm gonna just go through a couple more on this list: proofreader, paralegal, bookkeeper, translator, copywriter, market research analyst, virtual assistant, transcriptionist. You already see that happening, right?
Mhm.
And I would venture out to say it's going to disrupt even lawyers, CPAs, right?
Right?
We're not insulated from this, right? The only thing that's really protecting us is that the law probably is never going to change that you need an MD, right? You need
Right.
an MD degree or you need a JD degree. The law may not change on that, but as far as what we do, I already see it happening. If your position is skill set is knowledge based and it can be automated, it can be replaced by AI, right? If
Right.
your skill or position is something that's manual, right? It can be replaced by robotics because they're making all of these robots, et cetera. They're making them be able to do this, move their hands just like we move our hands, move their own.
Ooh, you just reminded me of something. I'm gonna pull it up and show y'all too, in case y'all are unaware of this. There is literally a fully automated McDonald's in Texas.
Pull it up. Pull it up. I don't doubt it. I'm curious to see which city is in, but it doesn't shock me at all. I don't know if you ever heard of Buckminster Fuller, but
Yes.
I love Buckminster. If you have not read any of his books, I would go read some of his books or watch a couple of his videos, recordings of him. He was just a brilliant mind. On one of his videos, he was walking near water, or maybe he was in a forest, but he says, there's someone who has enough knowledge within them that they can create something where nobody else would have to work in the world.
And there it is.
And there it is. And it's happening right in front of us right now. Okay. Let's watch
Now,
it.
I'm gonna pull off the overlay so you guys can see this properly, as well as our logo, because I want to make sure you guys can see this the way that it's meant to be seen. So this is wild, y'all.
Guys, this is McDonald's first automated restaurant with no workers, and I'm going to show you how it works. So when you walk in, there's no one working at the counter, and you order whatever you want on the screen. Sometimes they have these robots going around bringing your food to you, and if you want to go through the drive-thru, you just order ahead online. Then just pull up to this special lane in the drive-thru, and this is how they deliver the food to you. So what do you guys think? Do you like this new system or no?
Mm. Wow.
So
Wow.
there is literally um maybe one or two people that may be working the place, and that's just to make sure that the system has all the inventory necessary to produce the orders.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. They're the ones that
And
can that manage the AI.
that's it.
That's
If
it.
something breaks, they call somebody to come fix it. That's it.
And let's just analyze that for a second, Brand, because I'm so glad you found that video and text that to me when we get off.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, what do you think that costs McDonald's more money or less money to operate?
Well, let's think about it like this. Okay. Can a robot sue you?
No,
Does a robot get sick?
never.
So the worst thing that happens with a robot or automated system is it's down for a little bit of time, right?
That's it. And the only exposure that McDonald's have is food poisoning, which they already had that exposure anyway, and they got insurance for that, right?
Right. But
Right?
food poisoning is typically human error.
It's typically human error. So more than likely, this new system is reducing the error of human error, right?
Right.
I mean, so when if you can sit there and you can say you could have a mentally deficient mind and say, I'm never gonna go to somewhere that's all automated. No, 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 no.
You're not going to have a choice
You're not gonna have a
in
choice.
upcoming years.
If you want a quarter pounder, you're gonna have to go. And do you think they're not gonna? This is settlement. If they've rolled that out in Settlement, Texas, that's a test run. They're gonna work out all of the kinks, right? They're gonna work out all of the kinks. They're gonna do a comparison. What the cost, how much profit they can make, how can it get better? How many human people do you need to run this AI ran business? You're gonna have human bodies, but guess what? Not in the way that work is changing. What we think of as work is changing. So why
Mhm.
don't you put your input into what you want work to be for you? See, we've been so trained to work being an 8 to 5, manual labor, this and that, but it's changing. And if you don't develop some strategies for this change, you go get replaced. I'm a lawyer and I'm having to consider AI and how it's replacing things that I do.
That part is making it easy yet harder all at the same time.
Exactly. It's making it easier and harder all at the same time. And it's also helping you to have a more leisurely life.
But at the same that's what I was going to touch on actually, because honestly, think about it like this: with the boom of AI and robotics starting to take foot and hold, and electric vehicle technologies and the like, um, we're creating like a massive wealth boom. So these companies are going to be generating so much money that with the socialist system that we are clearly headed towards, whether people like it or not, it's just part of that whole new world order situation. There's just different books on it, especially books that I've been reading, and everything outlined in those books is literally happening before my eyes. So it's heading in that direction. The only question is, will there be any major wars between now and when it fully takes hold? I'm thinking no, just because it's in humanity's best interest that we not go there. But again, humanity's never done what's in its best interest on a consistent basis either, though.
And
Let's
that's
be
very
for
true.
effing real here. So yeah, this is good. This is a very interesting period of time. You could be terrified of it, or you can be scared but excited about it at the same time. Me, I'm more the scared yet excited because, like, I know in times of chaos and great shift is where the biggest bang for your buck is made if you know what you're looking at and how to maneuver. Or if you don't know how to maneuver yet, how to seek the things that'll help you get the mindset necessary to see, okay, my job might get replaced, but that means I'm free to do this.
Boom. There you go.